One of the principles behind CEO TV is that success comes in many forms and can come from many different sources. Business schools, for example, can be a great source of learning and advancement potential, but not every business success story starts there. Take our first guest, George Brookman, the CEO of WestCanadian and president of the Calgary Stampede. George is a highly successful, highly motivated individual, but he started right at the bottom.
I've taken a lot of additional training in business and various other courses since then, but I have no formal post-secondary education. I started out when I turned 16. I went to work for Woodward's, which was big here in Calgary. My first job was a grocery packer.
It wasn't until George received some words of wisdom that he made his life-changing career switch.
My dad actually came to me one day and said, "If you became the store manager at Woodward's tomorrow, would you really be proud of yourself?" And I said, "Probably not." And he said, "Well, why don't you get into the real estate business?" So I moved into the real estate business.
George worked in the real estate investment division of Manulife and later became the vice president of development for the construction company ATCO. During which time, he and his team literally changed the skylines of both Calgary and Edmonton by building many of the high-rise commercial and residential buildings there.
It went very well for me, and I got married and had a wonderful little girl, and we moved up to Edmonton, and then I went into the commercial real estate business. So the first part of my career from 1969 to 1984 was really related to real estate and commercial real estate development. You know, Henry Ford said, "I don't know how to build cars, I just know how to get people around me who know how to build cars." Well, I'm the same way, because I really have no tradition of being in the printing business. But I was lucky all through this 25 years or 24 years to have great people. And I think probably the best thing I did was, that I did for the company was establish it as really a leader. So we developed a great reputation in this community and in Edmonton and really in all of our industry. We have a huge reputation. I didn't do that. The people that I had around me did it.
George has made sure that WestCanadian continues in its role as a market leader in high-quality printing, even as times change. Over the past decades, work has shifted from paper and film to digital. To keep pace, he invested in a $1 million Heidelberg Next Press digital press, the only one of its kind in Calgary and only one of 6 in all of Canada. So with all of that going on, it's hard to imagine that such a busy guy could possibly squeeze any other activities into his schedule. But he can, and he did. And to match his role as president of a company called WestCanadian, he chose an activity that's as big as the Canadian West, the Calgary Stampede.
I love the Stampede. I like my company, but I love the Calgary Stampede. The Calgary Stampede isn't like any other organization, maybe anywhere in the world. And then, of course, I was fortunate enough to be elected to the Stampede board in 1993 and became second vice chairman 4.5 years ago. And then you automatically become the chairman and president. It's one of the most wonderful things ever happened to me, ever.
The Stampede was a fitting undertaking for a man like George, simply because it's fast-paced, it's proudly Canadian, and it involves significant risk, something with which George has plenty of experience.
We've taken a lot of risks. I mean, the company was in difficult circumstances. The National Energy Program had devastated it. We were highly, highly leveraged when we started out. Recently, I bought a piece of land and we sold our building and we're building a new office building. At a time when I could easily say, well, I'm pretty happy, I think I'll just let it go. We're going out there and taking some more risks, and hopefully they work out. There's no gain without risks. There's an expression about that, you know, the turtle only makes progress when he sticks his neck out. And I think that's how we've worked. And it's been exciting.